Hey guys, I hope you are all doing well. I wanted to share another updated video for my mold toxicity healing journey. I did get retested for my mycotoxins just to see how the detox is going, if I'm having progress. And so I got that redone and I am making progress. However, I still do have some high levels of mycotoxins in my body, so I do still need to continue to detox, but this isn't surprising. I had only done 3 full months of detoxing. When I first started my protocol, for the first month, I didn't even start my detox yet because I was just prepping my body for the detox. So anyway, now I am on month 5 and I thought it might be helpful or just maybe interesting if I share with you guys my updated protocol. So of course I am still going to be continuing to detox, but just based on my symptoms, my practitioner gave me some updated supplements to use for this new updated protocol. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get right into it. First, I do wanna put a disclaimer that this is not me recommending you to take these exact supplements. I'm just sharing it. These are very personalized to me, very specific to what my body needs based on my test results. These were all recommended to me by my functional practitioner. So technically this one is not part of the detox protocol itself. However, it's very important. This is my custom mineral blend from Vicon Customs, and this I've talked about several times. I have been taking Vicon Customs for years now. I took it for my acne and everything, but basically it is helping to make sure that my minerals are balanced. And the reason that this is so important is because if your minerals are not balanced and your body is depleted, it's going to be a lot harder for your body to be able to detox the mold. So that's why that's super important. And I got this through my practitioner as well. So that's just kind of a base thing that I'm always doing, and I'm going to be continuing to do that even after I'm done with detoxing from mold. But that's just very important to make sure that your body is able to function well in general. So anyway, that's the base thing, but then into the products that I'm using for the detox itself. So for this month 5 of my protocol, let's start with binders first. So I've talked about this binder before, but Zeolite, this is the main binder that I have been using. And this does not require a prescription, and you can get a different brand I've talked about before without having a practitioner. I've talked about it before. It's called Zeocharge, and it's the same thing as this. The only thing is that this, I was able to get it in a really large size from Vicon Supplements, and I got this through my practitioner. So the other one was good. It's the same thing, but it got really expensive just because I do have to use so much of it. I have been taking 6 scoops of this a day. But yeah, so anyway, that's the binder that I've been taking. And I actually recently started taking another binder because I asked my practitioner if it's possible that I could be using another binder to just even be more effective at getting all the mold out of my body. So she did recommend the Cellcore Biotoxin binder. And she says that she's not a huge fan of a lot of the supplements from Cellcore, but she does like their binder. But she just feels like Cellcore doesn't have a whole lot of studies behind it, and a lot of the products are just about like killing everything, and sometimes that can make people more sick. So anyway, but she does like the binder. So what I'm doing is I take 2 capsules of this in the morning, wait 2 hours before I have food or supplements, and then I have the Zeolite in the evening. I normally take this after dinner. So that is what I'm doing as far as the binders that I'm using. And you might not necessarily need to be using more than 1 binder, but I just recently started using this as well. And like I mentioned, I did get my mycotoxins retested, and I also found out a really key piece of information, and that is that I have MARCoNS, and basically that could be the reason that I haven't seen improvement with my main symptom, which is my ears. My ears just have so much pressure. They always feel clogged and full, and it's just the most uncomfortable thing. But the reason that finding out that I have MARCoNS is so helpful is because MARCoNS is an antibiotic resistant bacteria that is in your sinuses, deep in the nasal passages, and it causes all sorts of inflammation, and it can cause all sorts of sinus issues, including the ear pressure. So finding that out, I am actually going to be getting prescribed a nasal spray. It is called Beg Spray. So I've done some separate videos talking about that and more about MARCoNS, but I wanted to mention that because that is going to now be part of my protocol. And I am also taking a silver nasal spray 2 weeks before I start the Beg Spray, and that's to help with breaking down the biofilms in my sinuses. So again, if you want to learn more about MARCoNS, definitely check out my video about MARCoNS. But I wanted to mention that I'm going to be using a prescription Beg Spray, and talk about also how I was able to get tested for MARCoNS, and also how I was able to get the prescription. So definitely, again, check out my MARCoNS videos. I've done 2 videos about it, but that will just give you more details about it if you're interested. And then in addition to the Beg Spray, I am also going to be using a different binder that also does need a prescription. It is called CSM, and it stands for cholestyramine. I hope I'm saying that right, but it is a binder that is supposed to be like one of the strongest, most effective binders available for getting rid of mycotoxins in your body. So I am going to be using that in addition to the Beg Spray for my sinuses, because when you're releasing the toxins, when you're using the spray, you're starting to release the toxins and it gets into your body. So you want to make sure that you're then able to completely get all of the toxins out of your body. So that is why a really good binder is really important. And you know, I could just continue using zeolite, but I really wanted to try something that might be even more effective. So that's why I'm going to be using the prescription one. I don't have that yet though, so that's not part of my protocol just yet, but I'm hoping I'll have that in the next couple of weeks. So when I get that, I'm likely not going to be taking either of these binders at the same time, because I likely won't need to do that. But I just wanted to mention that. So then as far as these supplements that I'm taking for the month 5 of my protocol, I am taking, the first one is this supplement called Galactomune, and the whole reason that I'm taking this is that it is supposed to help with feeding lacto, bifido, akkermansia, and more. So this has to do with rebuilding my gut. So that's why I'm going to be taking this, and I take 1 scoop in the morning and 1 scoop in the evening. And then the next thing is a gut antifungal. It is from the brand Raintree, and it is the Amazon AF. So the whole point of me taking this is that, again, it's an antifungal. So just because of some of the symptoms that I've been having relating to my gut, my practitioner wanted to put me on another antifungal. I take 3 capsules with breakfast and 3 capsules with dinner. So that is another thing that I'm taking. And then I'm also continuing to take liposomal glutathione. So I talked about that in one of my other videos, but that's supposed to help with just helping your body to be able to detox. So I'm also taking that. And then I am also taking L-Glutamine powder. And this is supposed to help with gut lining repair, the small intestine. I use 1 scoop with breakfast and 1 scoop with dinner. So that's how I take that. And then there's just 2 more. So I'm also taking a probiotic. I take this at lunchtime. I do take it away from the antifungal, because if you're using a probiotic, it might not be as effective, or it might not really work if you take it at the same time as you take an antifungal. And then the last thing that I'm taking is Perfect Amino coated tablets. These are amino acids. So the whole point of me taking this is supposed to help with detox support, and yeah, so, and also as far as getting protein as well, because I am vegetarian. So yes, you can absolutely still get protein when you're a vegetarian, but it can be a little bit harder to get more of it. So she recommended that I take this. This I take without food. So I take 5 tablets of this mid-morning and then 5 tablets of this in the evening. And I just take it away from food. So those are all of the supplements that I'm currently taking for month 5. I will do an updated video for when I do month 6 and 7, but this new updated protocol, I just got 3 months worth. So hopefully after that, I'm gonna be pretty much done. The time frame when it comes to healing mold is also so dependent on the person. I'm not sure if I'm gonna end up getting retested again or not after this. I guess it's just gonna depend on how I feel. But I'm hoping that after this, I'm gonna be done. And hopefully the prescriptions and dealing with the MARCoNS is going to help get rid of the symptom that's been bothering so much, which is the ear pressure and just feeling like my ears are full. So yeah, that is my month 5 updated protocol. I will link these products below, but again, this isn't me like telling you to take these supplements. I always think that you should consult a practitioner. You want to go over your own personal results because it's going to be so individual depending on the person. So these supplements probably, yeah, you likely wouldn't even be recommended the exact same supplements as me, because your situation is going to be different. Everybody's body is different and what your body needs is different. So that's why it's so important to get a dedicated protocol from a professional, from a practitioner that really knows what they're doing and that can help. If you are interested in finding a practitioner, I will put my practitioner's information in the description box below. She's great. It definitely is an investment, but I also found that there are other practitioners online that are even more expensive. That is it for today's video. If you do have any questions, definitely let me know in the comment section below. If you are struggling with mold toxicity, I just want you to know that you are not alone. Hopefully watching my videos can help you, maybe help guide you in the right direction and getting the help that you need. If you want to see any of my other mold healing related videos, then definitely check out my mold toxicity healing journey playlist. I've done quite a few videos where I've been sharing what I've been doing to heal from mold. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you tune in for my next video.